Revolution now. Today we're going to be reviewing Youth Novel's debut album, their one and only album besides an EP back from 2014. Youth Novel, it's their self-titled only album they've ever released. Let's talk about Youth Novel. Youth Novel are a screamo band from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Shout out to Ann Arbor, Michigan. You know who you are. I love you. Youth Novel were active, like I said, they released an EP back in 2014, which this EP kicks ass pretty hard. It kind of reminds me a bit of like Merchant Ships, the way it blends screamo elements, like old school classic screamo elements with like Midwest emo influence as well. I have to say it's so fucking satisfying for a band from Ann Arbor, Michigan to make Midwest emo because they are actually from the mid-fucking West, unlike all these fucking bands in the Pennsylvania and New York area that I know that are fucking making Midwest emo, but they're not from the Midwest! So Youth Novel, they released an EP in 2014, and then they went on a little bit of a hiatus, and they got a little bit of a lineup change, and now in 2021 they revived some of their old material that they never got to releasing and put it all together and wrote some stuff and put it into their freaking debut album. So exciting that this music is coming out, guys. It could have died. They could have literally just dissolved as a band and never released this stuff, but they freaking did it. They put it together, releasing their material. Let's go check it out. Let's start by taking a look at the album cover. This is a really dark, dense, kind of like obscured, looks a little blurry album cover. I can see some red in there, which might be blood. I don't know. Point is, folks, it's a dark, dense, kind of like emotional album cover, which tells you, folks, you're about to listen to screamo. Screamo is a fucking dense and fucking heavy and fucking emotional genre, and Youth Novel, they're gonna be continuing that here. Going back to their EP from 2014, I forget what that EP is called. It has a fucking long-ass title, so I'm just gonna call it the EP from 2014. Their EP from 2014, like I said, like it brings in some Midwest emo elements. It's very like a sensitive, kind of sad, miserable little EP. Well, moving into their album here from 2021, immediately you can just tell this music is way more fucking aggressive. It's meaner, it's faster, it's heavier, bringing in almost like, a little bit more hardcore elements and maybe even a little bit more fucking like, I don't know, freaking metal core elements, the way it gets real dissonant and just plays on these dissonant fucking chords, but they're playing so goddamn fast. The drumming is phenomenal. Shout out to the drummer, okay, the way he's able to play so fast, but he's able to keep the drum playing diverse, to keep it interesting. I mean, this is a talented band right off the bat, you can tell, and they've decided to get fucking heavier. You can actually say this album is kind of dipping out of the screamo genre, and if you want to get real technical, it's kind of dipping into the like emo violence genre, the way it's really getting a lot more hardcore. However, one thing that's interesting is, like I said, their EP from 2014 had some Midwest emo influence in there. Well, I'm picking up a little bit of Midwest emo influence in this one as well. Not as prominent, it's a lot more subtle, especially when this album gets a little quieter. You can kind of hear the chords they're playing when there's no distortion. It sounds very Midwest emo, the way they're arpeggiating up and down these beautiful, very emotional chords. When I'm listening to an emo violence record, I do get a little bit nervous because, well, there's Orchid and then there's Page 99. There's lots of really fantastic emo violence bands from the 90s that have kind of already nailed this genre. So when I'm listening to emo violence today, I get a little nervous, like, is this just gonna be like a replica of those fantastic bands, or are they gonna be able to like modernize it and bring something new to the table? And thank God, listening through this album, it's very clear that Youth Novel are able to do that, because if you're listening through, there's gonna be times where you're like, God damn, this is fantastic, talented, exceptional emo violence, and then you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Now I'm in the middle of listening to such like a beautiful and powerful post-rock song. Like, this album is fucking dynamic, it's diverse. I'm so thankful for that, because let's be real, listening to an emo violence record that's aggressive from start to finish nonstop is tiring as fuck, but thank God they know to bring it down, and they're keeping it so emotional too. Like, you can just hear so much emotion in the guitar playing, so much emotion in the vocals. I'm hearing multiple vocals come in here. Like, they're really like putting these fucking compositions together so densely. Like, they know how to write a good, powerful song. You're gonna be listening to this and you're gonna be like, okay, hold the phone. This post-rock section here is just like, oh, it's fucking glorious, and then boom, you move to the next song and it's like fast emo violence, and it's just like such a nice listening to experience. If you're into screamo, emo violence, post-rock stuff with the more aggressive genres, like, I definitely say you don't want to miss this one, and you got to be thankful for this one too, because they could have easily dissolved as a band and never released this material, but they did. So it's like, we should just be grateful that this music exists. I am grateful for it. I hope they keep releasing more music, and I hope I get to see Youth Novel level live. I'm giving this a 7.9 out of 10. I feel really good about it. Please go check it out. Punk Revolution now. Thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Punk Revolution now. Happy day. Almost Friday. Have a good weekend, Punk Revolution.